Jesus was snobby. They never really mentioned that in the Bible that he was stuck up. You know?
Wait, how do you figure?
Well, he was like, I'm the son of God. I'm God's son. That's fucking arrogant.
Well, he didn't start saying that right away, though.
When did he say it?
He said it later when he actually became the son of God, you know?
Oh, he had to, like, get a promotion?
Well, yeah, he had to pass a couple tests. Welcome back.
Oh, we're back. How are you, Antonio?
I'm good. Better than I was last week, for sure.
All right.
How are you feeling? Probably not so good, I feel like.
I got a well-balanced diet of insurance. Welcome back to the Don't Be Sorry podcast, where both of your hosts have been robbed in Montreal.
It turns out Montreal not family friendly.
Pretty much, if we had like news cameras and a microphone, we're pretty much just covering live the robbery in Montreal.
Of our own lives, though.
Yeah,
News
yeah.
of our own lives.
It's like we went to the battleground and we're like, yeah, some of our stuff also was taken.
Thank God for insurance, though. You pay for that shit so that they could just screw you over later, you know?
They're very tricky. They're very particular. I'll tell you that. They're very particular. So I wanted to get the car fixed. So I'll tell you what happened. Listeners, listen up.
Tell me.
Turn up the volume on this
I'm the
part.
only one listening. Dude.
Yeah,
Just
I
tell
know.
me.
So I got my car, parked it just outside the condo, loaded up, go to the condo again. Hey, wife, how you doing? Great. We're leaving soon, right, babe? It's going to happen. I wanted to get out of there. Can't wait to leave. Excited to go home. How long are you going to be? Oh, 5 minutes. Okay, great. Probably 10.
What a
More.
lie.
Probably more than that. So then I go out. I leave my bag in the back seat. Go back in to get my wife. She's like, okay, I'll be at three more minutes, whatever. Grab her bag. Come down. Window smashed in. One thing I realized, yeah, they just smashed the window, the back passenger.
Middle of the day.
Middle of the day. He must have been watching me, dude.
Wow.
Yeah. Robbery. I got that computer. Yeah, he robbed me of my MacBook M1 Pro. That's when the first Mac Apple Silicon was out.
Okay.
And that computer was the interest rate. I paid for it like over months because it was a 0% interest rate.
Oh, way better to do it that way if it's zero.
And that'll never probably happen again, my friend.
No.
He robbed me of that memory. If anything.
He took away the memory that you were broke enough you couldn't pay for it straight up.
Yeah,
so
yeah. He
now
took
you're
away the memory of me being like, you know what? I got to capitalize on 0% interest. That's when I, you know.
You know what, though? Monthly payments was for Italians, I think. Like, because they're
Yeah?
so attached to something, but they don't want to see the money leave right away. You know, they want to see it leave over time.
Money over time, in my opinion, I like that.
Yeah, everybody
I like
does.
that a lot.
Yeah, you feel richer. That's why, like, I don't pay my credit card off. I leave a balance. I like
Okay,
extra
wait,
weight on my
what's
shoulders.
that? Wait, what?
You pay it off right away?
Absolutely, sir.
Oh, that's terrible. You're a terrible customer to the bank, dude.
Well, no, I don't. Yeah, I know. I'm the best customer for me.
I'm trying to be a loyal customer to the bank.
You're trying to support their endeavors.
Yeah, like I don't pay it off. I don't leave a heavy balance. Like it's not heavy, but I leave a little bit. Like they know my wallet's in my pocket. I'm ready to
You're
spend.
describing a period. I don't leave a heavy balance.
Not a heavy balance, dude. You know, like it floats around $1,000. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that.
That's nice. Yeah.
I think it's juicy at that level. Anything more than that, I get nervous.
Okay.
And it happens fast too, because like just even like today, you're like, oh, I got new headphones. You send me the link, like buy now, like immediately $150.
Well, the problem is $35 is $35, or you know what I mean? Or
that
like
bothers you every month.
$85 is like $85 because you're like, okay, maybe I shouldn't buy this thing that's $300, but I'll buy 7 things that are $1,000.
Dude, you've never spoke my language more. I'll buy 100 things that are fucking $70.
Yeah, that's the problem, my friend.
Grocery store, McDonald's, blah this, blah
So-
that. Next thing you know,
Just if you hear that periodic whatever.
what is that noise?
I don't know, man. There's a notification. It's a new computer.
Just
We're
mute
rocking.
the notifications.
When I tell you that I have, you know, you think I don't. What do you think?
So you're ruining the
You
integrity.
think
of
I
the
hate
podcast.
myself?
Yeah.
You think
Yeah,
I just
you do.
didn't come here as like, oh, yeah. No, I tried, man.
If we're getting to the brass tacks of it,
Yeah.
you do.
Well, listen here, Akeem Optical. I'm fucking trying, all right?
Listen, dude. Don't worry about Hakeem's, okay? I got
You
you
look
covered.
great in glasses, I will say.
You think I look good in glasses?
You look like you sell glasses. Like, you just want to talk me up. You put those huge hands on the glass. You know, you're like, listen.
I wouldn't be good at selling glasses because of my hands. Like, it look like
I don't think you could be good at selling rings.
No, true.
Because, like, putting them on, like, you just bend it.
I just bend it. Yeah, I just crush it in my hands. Sheer strength. Sheer strength.
I think the most pathetic thing about getting robbed was thinking that so the Find My app was like, here he is. The Find My app essentially is like, if you want to go test the water, if you've like not been in a fight ever really, Find My app is like, this is how you get in a fight.
So it showed where he was.
Yeah.
And you didn't want to go.
We went.
Oh.
But like, he was in a mall in Montreal called Complexity of Masculinity. They love Desjardins in Montreal, whatever that is.
The bank. It's the bank.
Is it the bank?
Desjardins is the bank.
I feel like they really like it.
Yeah.
And they enjoy Desjardins.
Yeah. It's a nice word, too, Desjardins.
It is a nice word, actually.
Isn't Desjardins also mean breakfast? Or that's...
Tell me it does, Antonio. Tell me it freaking does. It can't be. Breakfast bank? That would be...
No, déjeuner is breakfast.
Yes.
In French.
Desjardins.
But it's close. Yeah.
Desjardins is quality.
Quality. Trust us.
Trust.
We won't take all your money.
Now I look at Montreal like, you fucking thieves.
So now, did that not make you second guess about committing to living there?
I'm not committing to living there. And no, it doesn't. No, it doesn't.
Really?
It just made me realize, like, don't buy a Toyota Tundra. And don't put valuables in the vehicle.
But why is it such a hot zone for crime?
Like, pretty much, when your mom was saying stuff the whole time, always?
Yeah.
That's what she meant in that moment.
Yeah.
Like, that's the only time I needed my mom around.
Was when you were getting robbed.
Was when I get robbed. Because her advice would have been like, no, wait, we'll go down together in a little bit.
So, speaking of moms, my parents were just here for 4 days.
How was that?
I came to some hefty realizations about.
You
my
mean
parents.
when you say you came to some hefty realizations?
You
mean you were told them by your wife?
Well, no.
Okay.
She had not much bad to say.
Okay.
No, it's just more like I realized maybe it's because I've been so long away from my parents regularly. Like my mom is always yelling. She doesn't have a conversational tone anymore. And I don't know if that's just because her hearing is going where she thinks she has to talk louder. But then I realized I also yell a lot.
When she's around or just in general?
No, I think I talk louder than I should. And people have been telling me for years. And I
haven't really felt you've ever been too loud.
But not quiet. You wouldn't say I could whisper. Like if I told you a joke.
Honestly, I feel like I married like the loudest people on the planet.
So you're also numb to it too.
Just like even my mother-in-law.
Oh yeah.
Like there's if we're hiding from somebody, we're fucked. Like there's no scenario where she can keep it down.
Like if in the Olympics hide and seek was the sport, Italians would never even fucking be allowed to play.
No. For some reason, volume to Europeans is like it's like ancestrally we're having conversations in a fucking full coliseum.
Always.
Everyone's
why.
That's probably why
we genetically evolved from that. We're always where people just bloodshed's happening in war and we're trying to talk.
When people say shit like that, like oh, this is why because your ancestors, I'm like, far removed?
How far removed are we?
So far that it's not even fun.
So if you were to just quickly calculate, rough ballpark, how many generations before we were in the Colosseum?
I'm probably 1/16 of an eighth of a half fucking warrior,
I failed fucking geometry.
Whatever it is, whatever like gets you on the board but is just the smallest amount is probably what I got.
2024, we could say that was like 1300? Or was that BC?
1300.
Was that before the Christ?
De Christ? He probably wouldn't have got killed if he was De Christ. Because everyone would have been like at the parties, Jesus? Jesus was snobby. They never really mentioned that in the Bible, that he was stuck up, you know?
Wait, how do you figure?
Well, he was like, I'm the son of God. I'm God's son. That's fucking arrogant.
Well, he didn't start saying that right away, though.
When did he say it?
He said it later when he actually became the son of God, you know?
Well, he had to, like, get a promotion?
Well, yeah, he had to pass a couple tests, you know?
Yeah.
That's pretty much...
Because I'm like, if you're in my father's house and you're collecting taxes and stuff, like, I would just kick you out. I would flip my own tables. It's my table. It's my dad's table. What does that have to do with Jesus? That's what Jesus did. He went into the tax house.
What? He wasn't a tax collector.
No, he went into the tax house, and what's his name?
Oh, Zebedee or Zechariah.
Zebediah, whatever his name is. Jebediah?
Zechariah.
Yeah. He was tax collecting, and then
Isn't
Jesus.
That interesting where you know some of the stories of God and you don't know.
Well, they spent a lot of time telling me. Like, if you think back at how much time they spent telling me the religion shit, I'm like, I'm mad at you.
I don't understand religion class. So why did public schools have to get out of that? They were like, we don't care about if they know anything about God.
What do you mean?
Because like when we grew up in Catholic school, did public school also have?
No, they didn't have religion class.
That doesn't make sense. Like, religion is still a thing; it's still real. Just because the school
it was optional. They could take religion, I think, but it wasn't mandatory. Like, we had to take it every year, every day. But I know more about religion than I know about any other topic I was taught in school.
Yeah, which is interesting. Like, do you think? But also another thing I thought about is like when we were learning religion in religion class, that was like just at the end of the height of priests touching kids.
Yeah, that was at like
nobody said anything ever.
Well, people were feeling bad about not saying anything at that point. They were like, "This is happening. We know it is.
Yeah,
we should say something. We're not there yet."
It's a little bit alarming, actually. And like sometimes my mother will just be like, we'll be driving around and, you know, she'll be like, oh, these poor people on the side of the road, you know, somebody should help them. It's not very Christian that nobody's helping them. And I'm like, Mom, like they can't, they got to weigh it out. Are they helping homeless or are they, you know, it's a busy life being a pedophile.
Well, I mean, it's so easy to just let them sleep with chicks.
Like, oh, yeah, just let them have normal lives.
Just let them, like, how are you not as close to God if you, like, why can't the priest have a wife?
They got to be devout, and you can't be devout if there's a woman, because you're only devout to the woman.
You're only devout to the woman.
Like, if you're a priest, you got to be devout only to God.
Devout
you have
only
to
to
sacrifice other, like, testaments, you know? And if you have a wife, you're supposed to be, that's why you swear before God that you will love them.
It's pretty selfish of God to not let you fucking bang.
Nothing. You're not allowed to. You could bang prior. You could do all the banging you want and then go to the seminary. You don't have to be a virgin to be a
God
priest.
obviously has no ego, because if he did, when people really did smite him, he would be like, well, you're done, and he would cook you, you know?
Like immediately, right?
Immediate.
There.
When
well,
I just
he's not
said, like,
Zeus. Like,
well, he's got something.
Yeah, like there's stories that are similar to like Zeus's wrath and that of other Greek or other mythology.
Like if they're all one thing, like Allah, whatever it all is, like that, all that stuff.
Yeah.
What if it's all just God? He doesn't really care that much.
I don't think he cares at all.
No.
Like he's got his feet up and he's eating popcorn. He's like, what are you guys gonna do now?
Like the whole praying all the time thing for people. Really, you should only pray if you're like, you want something. Because that's
really
when he listens.
Yeah, but the problem is he doesn't. That's not right.
It's not like he's trying to have a protective layer on you 24/7, I think, is what the faithers need to know.
Yeah.
He only wants to fuck when you want to win something. Really? God is like, you want to fuck? I'll help you if this is something you want.
If this is what you get one or two of
God
these.
is actually like that, like, kind of rich guy in a store who spots you looking at something you might not be able to afford and is like, you want this? I'll help you with this today.
That's a great concept. If I was that rich, I would do that. I'd go around and just be like looking at people, and only if you really, you know, somebody was desperately, like Liam Neeson in Taken with the karaoke machine, I would have just bought it for him already. Too much research.
I think the first couple you would do a great job because you'd notice them, but then the next ones you'd be like, hey, you want that?
Oh,
Sorry.
yeah, you said I would get tired, even bored of that.
You get bored of the process.
So the idea of like me having a hobby as a rich person, it just goes away right
Well, because
away.
at the end, you're like, okay, well, I know what I want here. I want them to just have this item.
Next thing you know, I'm like buying people fucking packs of gum at the
My
store.
rocks are you getting these pair of Jordans.
Absolutely ridiculous.
I know it'd be cool. It'd be cool enough to be rich that like you're just in a store and no one's in there, and you're like, okay, get me a pair for everybody in here. And then you're just like, the staff. You're like, yeah, I guess get the staff.
I envy those videos where people like walk into a store and they're just like, we'll take all of it, everything.
Yeah.
Like these guys going and clearing out like old card stores for Pokemon cards. They're like, we'll have the whole wall of the Pokemon cards. Yes, sir. It'll be like $12,000. No problem.
I think the only enjoyment for me there is the opening.
You like that, eh? Me too. I'm into it.
Who doesn't?
To think about.
There's
when I
also
was
a
kid.
window.
What do you mean?
Like, if I got something new, if I don't open it in the first few days, it is
days.
Yeah, it's not as exciting.
Who's waiting days?
It's happened.
I'm buying stuff I get in the car. I'm opening it in the store sometimes.
Yeah.
Like I buy a Coke Zero, I'll crack it in the fucking store and start
In the
drinking it
line.
before
Yeah.
I pay for it.
Yeah,
Which
I-
people give
that's-
you dirty looks still. I don't know why.
You tell
Like,
those
I'm gonna
people to
pay-
shut the fuck up.
I'm gonna pay for it. It's in my hand. I'm walking through the fucking.
There's no more of a boss move than just being like, I actually need this right now.
Yeah. Have you ever been that thirsty? I have.
Of course I have. What am I, an animal?
I did physical activity yesterday for the first time in months.
When you say physical activity,
Go ahead.
what is that? Like, you know how many physical activities there are?
I just went around. I just ran around and kicked a soccer ball.
Oh,
did
okay.
some laps. Did some sprints.
Because
Felt
you're on the
good.
grounds. You're living on the grounds.
Yeah, it felt good. It felt good.
Did you wear like a cardigan?
No,
No.
I literally was just shirt, shorts, barefoot even.
How you feeling out there?
I felt good. It felt like I had way more energy after I was done, which is crazy.
That's what happens.
That's what you're saying, is like that's.
Did
the
you
hook.
eat a bunch after? You burned
Yeah,
the
I
furnace?
earned the meal. It felt like I had a big meal. My mom cooked a fucking pasta, chicken cotolette.
So this story wasn't nothing cool to it. It's just you kind of feeling like a kid
living-
again. Your parents are home. You're like, I'm kicking a soccer ball. I'm not wearing any shoes. Mom, what's for dinner?
There's nothing.
You
There's
know?
nothing. To try to justify my existence. you know?
Mom, cook them up. I'll be out here. Do you score? Do you
Yeah.
score before you ate?
Scored on my dad. I
Score?
put him in the net.
Yeah, of course.
I put my
you
dad in the
did,
net.
yeah.
Son of a bitch.
You take a picture or two or what?
No pictures.
Yeah, we don't picture, The women are all about it.
Yeah. Of me too. You're so handsome.
Yeah.
No, I'm not.
Nothing wrong with your face.
No. Neither with yours either, I noticed.
Okay.
Bring the mustache back, I vote.
I have a lot. Got no mullet now.
No, what happened there?
Well, I gotta change it for the movie.
Oh yeah, are we allowed to talk about the movie or no?
No, not really.
Yeah, you're not going to be in a movie.
I can say that I'm in a movie. I can't say what it is. Or the fucked up thing is that the bag that got stolen in Montreal had the script in it.
Could you
So-
imagine if that guy showed up at the fucking audition instead of you?
Well, paranoia is funny because paranoia will just justify shit that doesn't make any sense, but it's like, wow, no, that's going to happen tonight.
Interesting.
Because I was like, oh, well, wait a second. This guy's got the thing. I was like, the only reason I'm not stressed out is because it was all in English.
Wow.
The script's in English. So as soon as they see it, they're going to be like, this is crap. Throw it out, because who writes in this archaic language that everyone uses?
You're a fuck, dude. Oh yeah, your burglar doesn't speak English.
Not that he doesn't speak it. They just hate English there. So he's like, I only want this English MacBook.
They're kind of jackasses, Montrealian and Frenches.
Quebec people pretty much, like, they just don't care about anything.
No.
Man, aggressive drivers over there.
Yo, yeah. Oh,
like,
yeah.
they're like, yeah.
And all their roads are under construction all the time, too. Like, figure it out.
Ambiguous lanes.
Like, what's going on? They got pylons everywhere.
Oshawa. I did Oshawa Yuck Yucks last night.
Yeah, how'd that?
They were a terrible audience. They were a horrific audience.
So that's what your vocation kind of entails. Like, if it goes bad, blame the audience.
Well, no, like, weren't fun for the first They just weren't fun for the first like 40 minutes. Even the middle person, the middle act,
Yeah.
in like maybe 15 to 17 minutes in, she was like, "Oh, I'm losing you guys." And she was doing well. She would get like laughs. Like I got laughs off the top. I was the host. But it just felt like, oh God, the energy was low. And then she kind of got the energy going right near the end of her set where it's like, okay, now it's a show.
Okay.
And they were a weird audience. I did better with shittier jokes after her than I did with better jokes off the top.
Interesting.
Because it's just like they're in it now, you know?
I don't know. I just think blaming the audience is ridiculous. Like that's like a construction worker blaming the jackhammer.
You think that's ridiculous, eh? You think what I just said is ridiculous?
Well, yeah. If you're
Maybe I think you don't know what the hell you're talking about.
I'll get up on that stage, dude.
George Carlin, man, he said if the jokes work one night and they don't work another night, it's the fucking audience.
Interesting.
Yeah, and it really is.
So you just had a bunch of crabby crabbers.
Okay, well, first of all, what people don't understand, like a lay person who's not like a comedian or doesn't go to a lot of shows, you go to a lot of shows.
Yeah.
Some people just go to a show and they don't necessarily have an intention of laughing.
Oh, they definitely don't.
It's not that they don't want to laugh. It's that they don't think that's a thing like they have to do. And then they're just kind of there.
Yeah.
You know?
Which is weird.
Yeah.
Like that's like going to the opera.
Like sometimes people are sitting at a comedy show like this.
Do you remember my buddy there that you texted me about when he was watching that one show in Ottawa? And you're like, he's not giving up a single laugh. Like,
no, yeah. Yeah. Like his
give up.
posture was so, and just looking like when someone's not laughing, it is extremely obvious because most of the people are laughing.
Yeah, like there's people laughing and he wasn't.
No.
He doesn't, no free laughs, dude.
Well, on Friday night, I was at the same place, Oshawa Yuck Yucks, and my wife's Nana came with her sisters and shit, and I'm like,
wow.
Yeah. So I was like, oh, I can't do any of the like sex jokes because that's too much.
No.
But what I've realized now is like gay brother is so family friendly. They just like, they love that.
Why is gay brother more family friendly than you fucking having sex with their granddaughter?
Jesus. Do you hear it? Do you hear it when you say it? Because, I mean, if you heard it, sounds like what it is.
Well, what do they think? You're fucking married, dude. Like, get over it.
If I was a clean comedian, like, I would probably be just rich, you know? If you could just go up there and be like, hey, Tupperware. Tupperware and baby food.
Not baby oil. Don't say baby oil.
Oh, God.
Baby oil.
It's okay to have it.
Not when you got it by the thousands.
Well, I think the problem is not that you have 1,000. It's that why do you need 1,000?
Or what are you doing with thousands of pounds of baby oil?
Yeah. Why don't you just learn how to make it?
Dude, it's a freak off, dude.
Freak off. Freak off. That's a big burden on your life. That's kind of stressful to live like that because you got to stay jacked. Because if you're going to enforce your rule physically.
What do you think that's what B Diddy was doing physically?
Well, if you didn't want to keep going, they would fight,
Yeah, but like didn't he have bodyguards for that?
But then they got to stay fit.
Yeah.
How much money we paying you guys?
True. You don't see too many bodyguards that are in good shape.
Yeah, why is that?
Well, if you saw like Elijah Wood as your bodyguard, would you be intimidated about fucking with somebody?
It's kind of sad that in life it's not like the movies like where, the hero's jacked. Like you don't need to be jacked to be effective.
Okay. You're right.
Like you don't need to be like ripped to be a good security guard.
No, like Sugar Sean O'Malley is not ripped.
No.
But he could fucking really hurt somebody.
Yeah, of course. But like it would be better if it was like that though.
Yeah, like if Sugar Sean was Dwayne Hard as the Rock Johnson, like that would be, imagine those two combined.
Dude, have you seen the documentary Mr. McMahon?
No, is this I saw it on Netflix. Is it good?
Holy hell, it's good.
It's good.
It's amazing.
Is it about him just being a fucking maniac?
No, it's just about the WWE and the whole the whole thing of it and how crazy it is.
Like the steroids.
No, just like what the WWE is.
Okay.
And how he built the business. And it's a lot of Vince McMahon talking.
All right.
But evidently, I think the reality here is that anything created out of that whole thing, like wrestling or any of that, he was imagining it as like storylines. He was like, yeah. So I had a storyline where my wife was being drugged by like my mistress in the WWE. Like that was a legit storyline that they played out.
Okay.
And from an entertainment perspective, Vince McMahon is like a genius. If you listen and watch the documentary, there's nobody I think that understands entertainment in that domain better than him.
Like he's an expert at entertaining crowds of people.
He's a genius at like creating moments that people are really invested in through wrestling entertainment, like specifically through wrestling entertainment.
I agree with you completely based on me being a fan when I was.
Yeah, when you watch the documentary, you'll understand that it's really all comes from him, and it's just fascinating how it all works. But the problem is like he kind of got a little bit mad that the way they portrayed him, but to be honest, you kind of love him. Watching it, you're like, oh, he's such a cool person.
Was he a wrestler before he was like the owner operator? Or not owner operator, but like the boss?
Yes. So basically all these guys are like wannabe wrestlers at some point, and then they are wrestlers, and then anybody can be a wrestler and nobody can be. It's weird.
It's weird, eh?
Yeah. Like as soon as you step into business with wrestling,
Yeah.
you are a wrestler. Like you can't be basically attached to it at all unless you're in it.
I just remember the movie Fighting with My Family, and that I really like that movie about what's her name there, the fucking British chick.
Oh, I gotcha.
That was a good one. The Rock helped that girl.
This is different. This is a completely different vibe.
It's completely different. It's
Well,
not a movie. It's a
not a
documentary.
Yeah.
Miss the McMahon.
It's just different, man. Wrestling's wild.
All right.
If you're willing to jump off something really high into a table, you're hired.
Yeah, but like it's theatric though still. It's not, it's real, but it's not real. It's both.
It's real.
No, it's not.
What's not real?
Like it's real. The acts like okay, well, a stuntman is performing real stunts, but it still is controlled, which makes it theatric.
A stuntman by what? By what what account?
Like they are practicing jumping. Like when they train, they understand the way they have to land on the table. They understand how to hit somebody with the chair.
You're still like if you get hit with a chair, at the end of the day, you're still being hit with a chair. Do you know?
I guess.
Like when I was a kid, when they would say it was fake and I saw the guy get hit in the head with a steel chair, I was like, oh, wow, like they do a good job because that looks like it hurt and the guy's bleeding. But, man, that's fake blood. But it's not. It's literally not. He literally got hit in the head with it.
Yeah, it's weird. It's weird because when somebody tells you that it's staged in a way, like because like everything is kind of planned.
Well,
out.
the only thing that's staged is like they know who's going to win, but they don't know what's going to happen in the match.
There's for sure some baseline storyline.
No, there's a huge storyline. It's all story.
Yeah.
If I was wrestling you, there would be like a huge buildup. It would lead to like WrestleMania. But if we wrestled at WrestleMania, we wouldn't know. Like I wouldn't be like, okay, in the 3 minutes in, I'm gonna fucking spin you here. It's like no. We go out, we wrestle.
Yeah.
And then when the time is for somebody to lose, like this is it.
But my point is, in that combat, that theater time where you guys are doing the like you've been through a wrestling match many times in your career most of the time up until then, so you understand it's like a dance. You guys are doing it together. Like okay, they know I'm gonna win,
but it's a dance where you're like landing on your head and neck and back.
Sure, yeah.
Like just because
like,
you're
they're
a stuntman.
dude.
So think about a stuntman. Okay, is a stuntman not doing the stunt?
Yeah, he's doing the stunt
just because he knows how to not hurt himself entirely. Like just because he knows how to not snap his femur, it's not real.
I guess what I mean is, it's controlled in a way where, like, most of the time you're going to be okay.
But they're not. None of them are.
None of them are.
You know, they all
Not
get
a single-
surgery. They're all like, yeah, everything's broken.
Fucking son of a bitch.
Like the whole there's no wrestler that like if it was what you're describing, which you're not even saying is fake, you're just saying like they're fine. Everybody would wrestle. We would all be like, "Whoa, sick! Just teach me how to roll, and then we're good, I guess."
Teach me how to land, dude.
Yeah. No, you're fucking really getting suplexed onto wood. You're just getting suplexed in a way where the guy's not trying to hurt you,
Hopefully.
but you're still doing it.
Yeah, I don't think I would ever want to do that. But they get paid so much money, so it's like, it's interesting that like a UFC fighter, two guys actually trying to kill each other in the ring, are not getting paid a lot, and then Logan Paul's just
Well, evidently,
You know.
if the two guys in the UFC, if we found out that the one guy was banging the other guy's wife, and he was fighting to avenge himself and get his wife back, it would be a lot more money involved.
Oh, you're saying like, but still, the UFC generates a lot of revenue, but the fighters in the cage don't get paid.
Well, no, because they're not a part of building the story. Like, whereas The Rock or Austin, Stone Cold Steve Austin, like, they made money because they became the whole story. Whereas if in the UFC, you become like the guy for the moment. But if you become like a whole story, like look at McGregor. Like McGregor's a whole thing. Like, you know?
So you're saying that's why he got paid so much, because he was a thing.
Well, he got paid so much because he fought, what's his name?
Mayweather.
Floyd Mayweather. And then he turned that into like more and more cash.
But so you think it's completely fair that two guys who've been fighting like 10, 11 fights are still only making like 80 grand in the fight?
Well, I didn't say that. I'm just saying, you know?
Yeah.
I'm just saying you need a storyline.
Okay, so
You need more
story-
than just like, this is a 15-0 fighter.
So all you need is story and broken tables, and you're in.
Pretty much.
So if the UFC had sanctioned weapons in the ring, you're fucking in like a dirty shirt.
Not me.
Oh yeah, sorry. Sorry, the mass, you know.
I'm just saying there would be more money invested in the UFC because there would be more fans going nuts if like the two fighters like were gay and we're trying to fight the
trying
gay,
to fuck each other.
like trying to fight the gay out.
No, one guy was gay and the other one wasn't, and he was trying
And
to
like the
fuck him.
loser had to succumb to the sexual desires. Like it would be way more the ticket price. Oh my God. You might see a guy lose his humanity tonight.
Dude, there's a porn that is like a genre that is that. It's called Ultimate Surrender.
Ultimate surrender. Yeah, they just keep upping the ante with that
Yeah,
stuff.
it was like a man and a woman fighting, and then the loser got whatever. Yeah, anyways, ridiculous.
Yeah, I don't know why we were watching that.
I don't. Hey, get bored after a while, dude.
Yeah, bored of what?
Coming, you know.
I don't know. This is the least relatable you've ever been.
True.
Yeah.
I mean, some people will relate. Yeah.
This is where like if you're a politician, there's stuff to be revealed.
Oh yeah, for sure.
You know, there's demons in the closet, my friend. You're like, hey, you know those? No, none of us know.
None of us.
None of us have watched that.
We've been getting back into Mindhunter, me and my girl now.
Mindhunter is where they like study criminals.
Yeah. Psychology.
Were you
and
into this
behavior.
before?
I've watched it many times actually,
Okay.
and she's never seen it, so I'm making her watch it, and she's fucking into it. She's glued in. They
What's her
love the
genetics?
They love the true crime. These women, man.
They love the truth and the crime.
It makes no sense.
Yeah, it's strange.
Is it? Is your wife like that? She loves the fucking drama and
All
the true
women
crime.
care about is that.
So it's weird. That's weird. We can.
Well, I
agree.
think women are obsessed with like death.
But like somebody getting murdered, they love that.
Yeah, because they think it's like them some kind of way, you know?
Oh, they're
Like, that's why you like to watch a movie where a guy overcomes an obstacle. Because, like, that's all we're doing ever. You know?
that's my life. Dude.
That's
I'm
all a man's thing is. It's like, oh, fuck,
I gotta fucking.
like a bunch of dudes would watch a movie about a guy, like, putting something together.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah. Tom Cruise, dude.
Like an hour and a half movie of like a guy building a shelf, but like there was a movie to it where like people interrupted him and you're like, fuck. He was just gonna glue that side.
You ever watch the movie Astronaut Farmer, dude, with Billy Bob?
Astronaut farmer, no.
It's where a guy he builds a fucking space shuttle in his farm,
Like a
and
space
he
shuttle
launches
to
it.
fuck in?
No,
Oh,
You
like a
thought-
space shuttle.
like a real normal.
I thought
just
you
a
meant
normal-
like a fucking space shuttle.
No.
I was like, what? My mind's in the gutter, dude. With Diddy, like he built a fucking space shuttle. I was like, what the fuck? Like to
Just the
smash
amount
it?
of work and articulate, accurate, fucking plans to
So
build
many
this thing.
variables, like
And then-
gravity and shit.
He's just like, he had every intention of launching a space shuttle. He's like, by the way, actually, I just used this to film my pornos and
Who
fornicate.
funds that? The boys, like every one of the boys.
a fucking shuttle?
A fucking shuttle. Honey, I got his tickets on the shuttle. What kind is it? It's a fucking shuttle. We have to fuck on the
It's
shuttle.
not going to Mars. I'll tell you that, honey.
Billy Bob Thornton?
Yeah.
Haven't seen him in a minute.
No, he's out.
Like for jail?
He's out of the game.
Oh.
He's not in the game.
Andrew
anymore.
Garfield, I just saw a thing.
Is he done?
He's like, no, I'm coming back. I feel better.
As what?
I don't know. Sometimes they leave and they don't tell us. You got to tell us.
His comeback. I know myself well enough to feel more.
Yeah. He's like,
Well, was he fucked up or something?
I don't know. I think these guys just, it's tough. It's tough out there.
He had a sabbatical. I don't think you're allowed to say that. I think you just retire.
What does that mean? He lowered his internet provider? Let me tell you something. As an actor who doesn't work a lot, it's tough, getting rejected all the time.
Yeah. I
Right
agree.
now, I'm on the ropes for an erectile dysfunction commercial, and that's I'm battling internally, trying to be like, you got it, man. Just don't worry. They're gonna give it to you on Monday. You got it. You did great in the room. You had a joke. I told my wife. I think the most pathetic thing as a man is having a wife, because it basically just. I think that's why our dads never talked to their wives, because it made you weaker. Like if they had to actually confess to their wife how they felt about anything, it makes it real.
I'd be surprised if my dad could ever say, I feel this way about anything.
Like I feel pain because there's a knife in my foot. Is it?
It bothers me that he speaks so matter-of-factly without having feeling, if that makes sense.
Dude, I run into the same.
Because, I could speak clearly about how I feel, but I can't speak matter-of-factly without the feeling.
Almost thought you were going to go into, I could speak clearly now that the rain is gone.
I can see clearly now.
I was reminiscing with somebody yesterday about movie channels.
Oh, go ahead.
Probably just the best time of our lives.
Like Movie Network?
Just having a couple channels on them, for movies, and you wake up on a Saturday. Maybe you slept in because of who knows why. You ate too much sugar 18 hours before you went to bed. You're 8, you're 7 or whatever it is. And then you wake up and there's the movie's already half over and you're like, I hope they play it again. And then you see it's on all day.
All day long. Repeat.
Dude.
Yeah, we don't have that anymore, dude.
If there was social media back then, the most famous people in the world would have been James Van Der Beek,
Okay.
Dawson's Creek, Wesley Snipes.
Oh, yeah.
He was massive at that point.
Dude, fucking, what's it called there? Demolition Man?
Demolition Man, that was on a lot. Channel 47.
47.
Peachtree,
TBS? You're talking about
TBS.
Peachtree, yeah.
Well, it changed, right? It was Peachtree to Super Channel, TBS.
See, my parents had Bell Cable, which was a ripoff for so long. But they had those 7 movie network channels. There was Movie Network, Movie Express, all those. And that was a repeat of movies. And I didn't mind. You know what? I kind of like starting a movie halfway through, especially if I've already seen it. Because I could just,
Sometimes the best sell of a movie is watching half of it.
What?
Because if you're I've never seen this movie at all, and then you watch middle on, you're I need to know. It's oh, I should actually just watch this whole thing. This is good. But if you start it, sometimes the start of a movie is so
Yeah, that reminds me of the movie Passengers.
Passengers.
Have you seen that?
No.
So The movie Passengers with like Chris Pratt and Jennifer Lawrence.
Ah, yes.
And they're the only two people on that fucking thing that goes to like another
See it
world.
in my mind now.
There was like speculation that that movie could just be swapped. You could watch it from the middle on and then put the beginning in the middle, and the movie would actually be better.
This isn't that, but this is cool too. Apparently,
Okay.
this new movie with James McAvoy, I don't know what it's called.
James McAvoy.
Yeah.
He's a bad guy in it, isn't he?
No, that's Speak No Evil. There's another one where he didn't have any lines. Like, he knew where the direction of the story was going to go. Everybody else had lines, and he had to, like, improvise to get to the end of it, if that makes sense.
This is a rumor, right? Because it's not like...
No, I think that's literally, like, how they market it. So he
New
doesn't
movie.
know, like, he knows, I think, that you have lines. He might not even know what you're going to say.
I'm trying to find it because Speak No Evil is like the only fucking thing that's popping up right now.
I don't think this one's out yet.
Yeah, but it's, what do you? It's not, they can't keep it a secret, dude. It doesn't. It's not how it works.
I know, yeah. I forget where I saw it because there's so much content. But it was the craziest thing because it was like they were talking about what it was a challenge as an actor and how James McAvoy's sort of perfect for this opportunity to do it like this.
Interesting, because there's no. Okay, well, I'm gonna have to keep on the lookout for it because I want to know that. That'd be a fucking cool thing to see.
Movie with no lines. What'd you type in?
I didn't
My
type that.
Son, an experimental film in which a man returns from Scotland after receiving news that his son has gone missing. James McAvoy apparently improvises every scene he's in, which is most of them, forced to fumble his way through the plot, which he doesn't know, and actors have to have the knowledge he is deprived of.
Was never given a script. They're actually marketing it like that.
Yes, that's what I mean. And it was made in 2021.
Yeah, so they're saying this movie sucks. That's what they're saying.
Come on.
By the way, we didn't give him the instructions to put together the IKEA furniture. Let's see if he figures it out.
I guess you're kind of right a little bit.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm mad at that. Wow,
Yeah,
you just cut through my whole excitement.
I'm sorry, dude. It looks like it sucks.
Dude, I came at you with that this was going to be great.
Yeah, like I'll probably watch it, but it came out in 2021 and nobody's ever talked about it ever.
You're not wrong.
Like,
But maybe COVID, dude. Maybe COVID was just like no one's ready. Maybe at the point when that came out, the world was in such disarray. People were like, now the actors don't have lines? What the hell are we going to do? You can't like have vaccine and no lines in movies, man. That can't be. We can't have lines to get into stores, but no lines in our films during COVID.
I will say that the movie was not received well via the internet anyways.
Yeah. What'd the internet say? Are they unhappy with its execution?
Nobody's saying go watch it.
Okay. Too bad. Too bad. Didn't even peek at the script, Jimmy. Didn't even peek.
They hid it from him. He kept trying to access it says here. And they hid it around set.
They kept stealing his MacBook.
Yeah, there's like these testimonials from the other actors, and they said it started off as a prank, but he took it so seriously, we just kept hiding it from him.
Huh. So pretty much these people all just fucked over whoever funded the movie. They were like, they're having way too much fun at work. There's no managers on set, by the way. There's nobody like managing anything.
They kept
Director,
just
really?
hiding the script from him.
Like on a set, if the actors just don't show up, the director's just like, where are they? Nobody really knows. If you act in
It's
something,
actually so funny.
if you act in something, you really just go to like an area and just hang out
Yeah.
in that area. But what's it saying
What do
over
you
there
mean?
with Jimmy?
No, I'm just laughing because there's so many like comments on the internet of like
This movie's
people
terrible.
just my Rotten Tomatoes has comments, IMDb. It's not even that they're saying it's terrible. They're just commenting on the guy. This one just says they should have just gave him a script.
Yeah.
like it makes
Yeah,
no
he's a
sense.
great actor with the lines. When he
This one
has the
says
lines.
pity McAvoy, who was left to improvise in the shit movie.
Yeah. Wow. So not only was I excited, we've just basically dismantled all hope of ever watching.
Yeah, don't fucking watch it, dude. Is what you were.
You don't
saying.
think that's a cool concept? Am I just out to lunch here or what?
Yeah, you're out to lunch for sure. 'cause
Wow.
You're literally.
I'm an
'cause
idiot.
You might as well just go watch like theater because they have script, but they improvise a lot, and they have like a lot of ad libs.
Well, I don't think that they have a lot of ad libs. I think you can't take them back.
Yeah, in theater.
In
exactly.
theater, I mean,
exactly.
no one's gonna be like, "Stop! She said the wrong line." You're killing the vibe at that point.
So, what do we think? What do we think about new movies?
What do we think about new movies? I think that the Transformers 1 movie.
Oh, like the one, the way
It's like
you're talking about the
Transformers
animated one.
Animated one. The way that they're advertising it is really pissing me off.
Yeah, because they're doing it like they're making us think we gotta like it.
Well, they're just showing you like all the actors, and like that I should be excited that the voice is Chris Hemsworth or something.
Is Pete Davidson not acting in that one?
I think he's in it. Yeah, maybe he might be a voice.
Okay, keep telling me more. So we got fucking what's his name?
Also, are those roles gonna be gone? Like you were saying to me the other day, it's funny that Vin Diesel's Groot.
Yeah,
Like, is AI just Groot now?
they don't need.
Do we need a guy for that?
But also, did we need Vin Diesel for that?
Probably not.
Like that, and he's proud of it too. Like he goes to Comic-Con and stuff. He's like, "I am Groot." Like it's so ridiculous.
Yeah, wow, what a life that guy has.
Like I watched. If you type in when you're bored, type in most ridiculous Fast and the Furious stunt. I know I'm stuck on Fast and the Furious.
Yeah,
too,
dude, you're stuck.
Dude, it is fascinating that there's 10 of these movies. Like there's better movies
There's
in the
more
world.
coming out.
It doesn't make any sense. Like this guy is confidently just a regular old garage mechanic, and he's a superhero. It bothers me.
Cat
Like,
Williams, dude, he said it. He said it's
what did he
fake.
say? What do you mean he said it's
You didn't
fake?
see the Shannon Sharp interview at the top of
I
the year?
did, but what is he talking about?
He
What do you
said
mean?
that himself and Ludacris were offered like a 10 or 12 movie franchise, and they were offered to marry some like white woman, and it was Fast and Furious. And he's like, Ludacris got a hot wife. She's white. And that's that.
And now he's not Ludacris. He's Chris. Now.
He's Chris now. So I think no matter what, these movies are getting made.
Yeah, Ludacris. The Fast and the Furious took Luda out of Ludacris. He's just a Chris Bridges now.
Well, you think that is as bad as in Marvel, Wanda, like the girl that plays the Scarlet Witch?
You're talking about fucking what's her name?
Yeah, she's an Olsen.
Yeah,
Ashley Olsen or
Ashley
whatever?
Olsen. Not Ashley Olsen.
No,
it's fucking
Brittany?
Mary Kate.
Mary
No.
Kate and Ashley?
It's what's her fucking name?
Brittany?
Anya Taylor-Joy Olsen? No, that's another actress.
That's a whole nother mutation.
Olsen.
But in the introduction of those characters with Aaron Taylor Johnson and whatever her name is, Olsen,
Yeah.
they had like accents from Sokovia. You know,
Sokovia.
but then they just like got rid of them. Because sometimes you can't just have an accent. I've also found that in movies they've kind of given up on doing accents.
What do you mean?
Like,
Oh yes. I
When
agree with that.
when we grew up, if you were a European guy, like a British guy,
Yeah.
you had to talk American. Like you had to have an American accent.
For sure.
Nowadays you don't, I think.
So you could just be British, no problem, and nobody cares.
Yeah, like in Aquaman, they'll just have a British guy, and then he talks different than his like son, who's supposed to be like the prince, and they're genetically fucking linked. But one guy sounds British, one guy sounds like he's from Jersey.
So you're saying people actually are just inherently lazy?
Gladiator too. No one's talking. Gladiator. Nobody talked.
Well, if you watch,
I think
yeah.
he tries a little bit. What's his name? Joaquin.
Yeah. Well, what do you mean? Like Russell Crowe? No, they kind of all have that old Englishy kind of accent.
But in
They're not
Gladiators?
Americans.
Gladiators what?
It's Rome.
Yeah, why
They
they
would
talk
all be speaking Italian or Latin.
Yeah,
Mostly
Latin.
at that time would probably be Latin.
Latin? Yeah. There's a new Gladiator too, dude.
Yeah, look at me right now, straight face. Tell me you're watching the movie if they're speaking Latin. Go ahead. That's what I thought.
You're right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, ridiculous.
I wouldn't mind a little bit of Latin dialect.
Well, it's like my qualm with the Gucci movie or with Ferrari. Why are you getting Adam Driver to be like? Why couldn't you just get a bunch of Italians to do the movie and speak? They could speak English, but with an Italian accent.
Yeah, like why couldn't you just make the whole movie in Italian,
Yeah, what's wrong with that?
filmed in black and white?
Tell me right now. Look at me again. Look, the only person
I've
you're
been looking
yeah.
at you the entire time.
Literally
Now that
nobody
you
else.
said it twice, I'm kind of annoyed.
Okay, well, one more time. Look,
Is it a big part of what you're trying to sell here?
just kind of.
Me looking at you?
Focus. Can you focus?
Because what happens if I'm looking over here? Then what?
It takes the whole fucking.
Does it take it?
I can't focus.
You know what I noticed over here? It's a beautiful day outside.
I'm in a closet.
Yeah.
So I can't even tell you what it looks like outside. Take Inglourious Bastards, for example.
Got it.
That movie is practically a foreign film. Like,
Yeah.
Quentin Tarantino doesn't
Yeah.
fucking give a fuck that you have people speaking German. He'll give you the subtitles, read them.
But see, that's what I mean because of the where the story is.
Okay.
He adds that to it because it makes it more legit. Like if he didn't have an accent,
Yeah.
but he's a German guy searching for the Jews,
Yeah.
it's like, no, he's not.
So do you know where the movie Ferrari, the setting takes place? It's all in Italy.
Oh, yeah, no, that's fine. I'm just saying, like, I didn't watch it.
Yeah.
But are they speaking Italian in it?
Not really. Some are, but not Adam Driver.
So that's what I'm saying. If that was Tarantino, he would have had Adam Driver dump whoever he was dating at the time of filming and marry an Italian
Marry
woman.
an Italian woman.
Yeah.
So that's all it is, eh? There's just some sort of big old... Yeah, because everybody thought Cat Williams was crazy, right? And he's not. He's telling the truth.
Well, dude, everyone's a pedophile?
They're all pedophiles.
What is that?
Why do the big gangster rappers like fucking little kids?
Why does BMW care then? You know, why isn't there just three models? Models for poor, models for people that can afford them, and models we don't even need to see. You know? These 7 BMW. Why? I don't get it. Mercedes with all their...
C class, A class, B class.
I think that's my
G-class.
favorite accent for Mercedes is Persians when they say Mercedes.
Oh, my dad calls it a Mercedes.
Mercedes.
He says it confidently too, like other people say it like that.
Your dad's like 5'4".
Yeah. Yeah, you should have seen him in the casino last night. He was pulling all the old tricks, my dad.
Strange that as a society, those like short people haven't band together to like address like how do we get taller.
What?
I mean, it's probably unfortunate to be short. Like if you're short, there's obstacles. I don't really have obstacles. Like I can reach every place.
So you're saying more is why is there a focus on erectile dysfunction and not just height dysfunction?
Yeah.
It should be HD medications, not ED. How haven't they come up with a pill that makes you grow, dude?
Man, there has to be erectile dysfunction medication because like guys have to have there's got to be some other reason than just like you're done. You're done. No, you can still go, but you
Dude,
need a little help.
the boys are pumped if you get that commercial. We just have like a free supply of fucking dick pills.
That's not how it works at all, but I like that.
Wait, they don't pay you in the blue.
So in
little
every
blues?
commercial you get none of the products.
What?
Like,
That's ridiculous.
yeah, I've done almost 20 commercials. You don't get like items.
Like you should get unlimited Mr. Clean.
They don't
fucking
like
magic
reward
eraser.
you, yeah. So if you be like I think in this fucking 70s, 80s, 90s, it was probably like that. Like if you did a Doritos commercial and you were like the main guy, Doritos was like, you know what? As a show of our appreciation, here's the money for the commercial and Doritos.
And now, nothing.
Well, now they're just like, we paid you. You're a tool of ours.
So you're telling me if you get that commercial, everything goes all right, and you're like, hey, toss me a couple of boxes. They're going to say
Well,
no?
I'm sure that there's boxes around probably, like product boxes.
Yeah, and you just be like, hey, I'm going to take some of these. Like, what are you going to do about
Well,
it?
I imagine that every erectile dysfunction commercial shoot has probably had this joke. Like, let me just take a couple of these.
Like, I envision a commercial for a product is like a Costco where there's a bunch of samplers.
Well, what there is like a guy who presides over all the product.
Oh, he's like a security guard for the dick pills.
Yeah, pretty much. So if it's like a Budweiser commercial or like any sort of thing, like Mr. Clean, there's a guy dedicated for the Ultra Foamy Magic Eraser with Dawn.
And you weren't even allowed to hold it for too long, probably.
I was
He's
just
like, whoa.
my hand is like underwater, just getting pruny, and I'm just being swapped in new magic erasers.
So it's all just so like disingenuous.
No, it's not.
Well, what do you mean? That's not real.
What do you mean real?
Like when you look at the billboards.
What does that even mean?
Like at the fast food place, when the burger doesn't come like that.
Come like what?
Like the pitcher.
Dude, what does it taste? It tastes good. You happy?
Sometimes. Does the magic eraser work as good as the commercial says it will?
Really does. Yeah, they're really good.
Oh, okay. He's like, I'm paid to say.
They are really good, I will say. They're really good. If you ever had a scuff on your wall and you use just a magic eraser, buddy, no scuff. Gone.
Wow, I didn't even know that.
99% of bacteria as well, just in case there's bacteria on the scuff.
This guy's a character always, eh? You just wake up from a nap, you're like, magic eraser is great. It's good for your fucking wall.
I don't like how in society we can't just say 100%. 99.9%? That's arrogant, actually. Isn't it?
Wouldn't it be arrogant the other way by doing the 100? Because you don't really know. Nothing's perfect. It's impossible. Get all the germs.
Well, it should say, hey, it's a 100%, but if it isn't, call us. Give us a call. Let us know what you think.
But why can't something be what, like a nuclear bomb is 100% effective?
It depends.
What do you mean? Somebody's not getting killed.
Well, what if they don't blow up? What if a mistake happens?
So that's the 99.9.
That's 0.9. 0.1.
Nothing is ever 100% effective. If I cut my fucking leg off right now, I'm 100% not walking.
Yeah. Not unless you just like taped it up. I don't know. Like, there would have to be there'd have to be a mechanism to making it. What happened there? Your little spillage?
Yeah, it's the water. The
spillage.
Too wide mouth.
Why are they called a wide mouth bass and a small mouth bass? Is the small mouth
you mean
that
a small
much
and a large mouth? Yes, they're
Are they?
significantly different.
Significantly bigger.
Way bigger, actually.
You sent me that bee thing today.
Oh, what's going on? Like, am I just figuring this out? Now, I did not know this.
No, the internet's thrown that out a long time. It's just the fact that we're trapping bees.
But like, I'm just so confused that. So you're telling me at the airport when they scan that little machine on my hands, there's a couple of bees in there?
No.
Oh. I thought that's what that was.
No. But
Okay,
what it did tell me is
for
that
the listeners and the viewers, hold on, is like
okay,
we're just talking about this video that's circulating about bumblebees or honeybees being trained to smell explosives.
well, they put them in like a little desk.
Which right away is already funny.
The fact that they could just like sit there like that.
Well,
everybody can go to school then.
Yeah. If you're strapped into a desk, you're learning.
You're learning, yeah.
But they're being associated sweet things with like the smell of explosives. But then they put them in a machine.
Why aren't we taught like that? Like basically what they said is they smell, sweet bomb, smell, they smell. Here's a sweet little thing, that's a bomb. They don't teach me like that. They're like, here's math, geography, religion class, gym, go to lunch, come back tight, don't even eat.
Would be nice if they just had a couple of fucking Sour Patch Kids in the class,
Yeah.
Like, yeah, PEI.
You're like, what's 4 times 4? You're like 16. You're like, hey, Nutella sandwich for this kid. Get this kid a Nutella sandwich.
Oh my
Cut the fucking bread off. What's it called? What are the ends off?
Crusts.
Cut the crust off. That's not even crust, Yeah,
no.
Just painted brown. Everything's fake.
Everything is fake.
Get this kid a Nutella sandwich.
Oh, man. I love a Nutella sandwich.
I loved it back when the information didn't tell me it was killing me.
I love it, dude. I still love it to this day.
Who doesn't?
I'll eat it confidently.
Nutella is just...
It's brown poison.
Yeah. Yeah. In an alternate universe, you go to a grocery store, it just says brown poison aisle. And Nutella's confident, too. They're like, we use palm oil. We're going to keep doing that.
Yeah, nobody's going to tell us this stuff. They're Italian. That's why. They don't give a fuck.
They're like, would you rather it taste like shit or you want to just fucking shut up?
Because, like, realistically, the information is there, and that company's fucking sales have not halted at all. Like, they're making snacks. They're making little dippable things for kids. Like,
it's weird that Nutella is just, it's like joy.
Yeah. Have you ever had anybody say they don't like it? That doesn't make sense.
Never one human. I've only really ever had, and they know that. I think they had a meeting when the Nutella company was like, oh, okay, we're getting a lot of backlash for oil. They're like, let them try and live without us.
Yeah. What are you going to do?
What, do you not have chocolate?
No, because then you know what they do? The places that don't want to side with Nutella, they call it hazelnut spread. But they're still using Nutella. Because there's only one brand in the game. Have you ever seen another brand succeed in the Nutella game?
We don't want that.
No, it's
we
impossible.
can't handle a new name. Nutella is the name.
It's a crazy name. It's been around since I've been born.
I used to never register the hazelnutness. I
You
still
could taste
don't
it.
really.
You could taste it.
It's almost like an afterthought, really.
Well, I think hazelnut is probably the least contributable ingredient in that mix.
I think it's the whole thing, though.
No, that's what they marketed it as. But if you look at the back, hazelnut's probably the last ingredient, and it's in like small font.
Yeah. And they go against the Italian nature of it. It's got 1 billion ingredients in there.
Too many ingredients. But you know what? You go to Italy, they love it. It's everywhere.
Gold on the back.
They put Nutella in everything.
As you should. As you should. You okay over there?
I feel great, honestly.
Yeah. What you got any bets today on the big football game?
No, I'm not gambling today.
Okay, good. You lost.
I've
Did you
changed.
lose all your money?
At the casino last night, yeah.
Okay. What'd you lose it on?
Blackjack. Lost every hand. Did not win a single hand.
Wow, that's
And I was still laughing and having fun. And the dealer's like, "Aren't you upset?" And I'm like, "No, I'm having fun even losing, brothers."
Your dad win?
Nope.
Well,
Nobody won last night, dude.
nobody won.
Well, except for the casino. They always win.
It's probably how the listeners feel.
Yeah, they're like, we lost listening to this bullshit.
Well, last episode we tried to implement a situation so that we could have more structure on the show. Guess what? We hated it.
Yeah, we went back to this.
We're back. This was great. Felt good.
Oh, nice. We're the only two for measure for success.
Yeah, I think so. This felt great.
Hell yeah, brother.
This felt like a great episode.
Thanks for fucking listening, if you got
See
this
you
far.
next time on Nutella's the best option for all
Comment
spreads.
hazelnut down below if you made it this far.
Please like and subscribe. Send us any information you have on your Nutella injury or allergies at don'tbesorrypod@gmail.com.